was a long time ago, but my very first photo subject was Blonde, was this girlfriend I had while I was at Cambridge. And she was the accidental photo session. She actually, how far does one go? I was on a trip and she was with me, and I picked up a friend's camera and started playing around with it. And the very first pictures I have, in fact, are of this blonde who was very cute. So the blonde was fixed in my mind very early on by this very first thing. Of course, you know, blondes have always been a big deal. You think about Jean Harlow, you think about Mae West, you think about Marilyn Monroe. Debbie, in a sense, changed the landscape of rock and roll. You could be a successful lead singer and also be deliriously photogenic, as she was, and even to this day remains. People are going to say that Debbie was the greatest blonde that ever rocked. I think that's clear as day. And that's certainly how I feel about it. It was propitious meeting up and working with Debbie. You got to understand, in the early days, I worked with Debbie. My first sessions were actually with Debbie, not with the band. And of course, she was so photographed by everybody who could get their hands on her in those days.
Well, the girls won't give me any more heat. It's very, you know, Politburo. Stay with me.
Sorry, Mick.
Stay with me. Be ready to go. When I'm ready to go, we'll be chop suey all the way. Just look around ever so slightly towards me. There, like that. Hold that. Hold that. Hold that. And the light's getting better too. It's like penal servitude. Hang on a minute. We're not. No, this is strictly like penalty phase. Lots of punishment going on here. Right? Like that. Hold that there, like clutching. That's great. I like it. Yeah, cool. Hold that there. Yeah.
You're so sweet.
Hey, it's part of your job.
I can see New Jersey.
You're not good to leave oh.
Don't fuck with me.
Yeah, sorry about that. I'm going to keep going now. Play with the hair every time. Well, do I do something different for the hair? I've got one of you standing over the group, like pulling your hair out. In fact, you're going, ah.
Well, I'm really from the first frame. I got her in front of the camera and did a couple of Polaroids, showed them to her and Chris, and already there was something going on. And I must say, though, that the Marilyn thing was much bigger than the punk thing, certainly in my mind, and it's made manifest in these pictures. She was, in person, a very attractive lady, but on film, this other thing happened because, you know, the bones, something happens on film, and it's great when you, for a photographer, when you experience something like that. Of course, I'd seen many other photographs of her, so I knew she photographed well, but I didn't quite know how well she photographed until I got in front of my camera, and then I jumped.
250 at $4. Yeah, that's right. With the reflector. Okay, give a penny on that. Joe, come out of the way. Don't away. That's right. There, look, like that. You see, you've got to get the angle right. That's right there.
All right.
No, we need two. We need somebody come and help. Help me. Help me.
I had seen Debbie play at CBGB's in the summer of '74, Blondie on a bill with the Ramones, and Television, who still had Richard Hell as the lead singer, and William Burroughs was in this very small audience. But what I was impressed with was how pretty she was. I wasn't particularly impressed with the music, but bear in mind this is the summer of '74. The punk thing hasn't happened. The Pistols won't come along until, well, I shot the very first Pistols gig in December of 1975.
Oh, yeah. Oh, even yeah. Hold it. More film. I need more film. Stay with it. Stay with it. Get the angle just right, darling. Yeah, really blast it. Yeah. Oh, the hair. Do the hair. Lift the hair, right? Yeah, even stick a zap there. Oh, that. Oh, it's a me, oh, there. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Oh, you've done this sort of thing before, young lady, I can tell, you know. Not just for me, either.
I can't concentrate.
I remember, and I was very excited about the thought of the session because this seed had been sown over since 1974, and this was, you're talking about over 4 years later before I finally photographed her. So, and obviously this idea of a punk Marilyn was in my mind, although they weren't punk really by the time I met them. I think by instinct, because I came through working with musician friends, I'm always looking to satisfy both ends, not just my end. It's like sex. You got to be like getting them off before you can get yourself off. And I feel it's the same. It's a transmuted sexuality. And it's a very easy place to go with pictures. When the light hits it, something special happens. Something about that, and then there's something about optics, and it's got beautiful skin. And she has a great attitude, you see. That's the thing that I loved from the beginning with Debbie, was how smart, but not narcissistic. She's not someone who needs to sit and look in the mirror all day long. It's fucking, isn't it, though? I mean, you and God, it's just about... Hold that, hold it, give me the reflector, hold that, give the reflector, get as much not too close though, not too cold that guy, hold it right there, freeze them. Yeah, even I'm very slow. I might have to kick this 2 stops. No, I'll shoot her off. I hope I'm still exposing myself or something. Had to work the hair. Took a little bit of time to punk it right. I wanted to see it super punky, but you know, it could easily degenerate into a complete mess. No, I like to insist.
No, I haven't.
Well, I'm willing to negotiate. Well, I'm a different case. Doesn't work for everybody. That's got to be but now give me like, you know, give me Kitty Girl. Yeah, whatever. You know, yeah, that's good. Nice of you. Cool, yeah. Oh, yeah, that's cool. It's not fucking bad, though.
So what?
It's not fucking bad. Oh, there, like that. It's cool. Cool as fucking knickers. Like, it's give me some more film! Yeah. Bring your head up. When that super daylight comes streaming through the window. You know, they have a certain flavour. You don't know why, you know, but it works. You can even see the reflector in the bottom, which I love. These are very similar, which is, I think this one is the more famous one, but they're very similar. Oh, I like the one with Frankie looking aside. Anyway, that was, I think, that was the first studio session I did with the whole band. But I'm not finished yet.
You're not finished.
I'm not f***ing done yet.
Oh, it's Pennsylvania.
Oh, I'm f***ing addicted.
I already blood buzzing.
Yeah, you and me. Yeah, that's right. No, you don't have to do anything sordid and salacious if you want to do. No, not at all. Just come with me. That's right. Beautiful. Yeah, watch out, friends. They're the worst of the breed. In many ways they are. I've heard it said, you know what, I cannot disagree. I think with the publication of that shot, Debbie and I, that even though there were many years we didn't work, many years she wasn't Blondie, and many years I was so much Mick Rock, it was painful. So, but she'd gotten over being Blondie and Debbie Harry in those years. So she's a very smart lady. Let me tell you. She was, her intelligence was very severely underrated. She's amazingly sharp. People thought because she was cute and she sang kind of a poppier version of punk, that she was in some way less important. But as it so happens, she's turned out to be more important
And she's certainly as important as Patti Smith, which I don't think back there critics were prepared to necessarily give her that kind of credit. I especially like some of these more relaxed shots like that. Look, all this. And I tell you, for even though, and these must have been taken in '79, a lot of these pictures, they look like they're having fun. Look, I mean, it doesn't seem, I'm not seeing anything there that would say anything negative. I mean, look at that. It's really a cool picture. I like the fun that they're having, and they genuinely seem to like, look, and they're all big smart. They look like a band to me. They're one of the great bands, I think. If you think of a band as a unit that does something special musically and you know, the passage of time, then you've got to count Blondie in there as a contender. Just the pure aesthetic of it. This has its own prime aesthetic. It doesn't matter what they did, and I love their version of I'm Gonna Love You Too. And I mean, they do a great version of that. Before Heart of Glass. Well, I'm trying to think what this one was about. I got all these radios. It was certainly My Madness. Or I remember in the sweat, it was a very hot day. Very hot. And I went down to Canal Street in New York. I had, in my mind, I didn't know where I was going to get them, but before the shoot, as was my wont, especially in those days, everything was absolutely last minute, and this would be just before the shoot. And found all these radios, and we just busted them up. And you can see in here, even though this is a bit rough, you can see how... I think I was making a comment. It was some kind of ironic thing about their popularity, about the radio thing, you know, but breaking them up so that it was punked out a bit too, you know. They were that pop punk thing. On the other hand, I don't know if you'd call that punk. I just call that beautiful, right? Don't you think? I mean, it sort of doesn't matter. Punk doesn't matter when you look like this young lady. Look, and the shoulder. Lovely pair of shoulders. Lovely. Ah, Deborah Harry. Look, and it all works. And these ones were took the same day. Very cute. Very different flavour from mine. Ah, look at that. Look, that one. Look, it drips. Drips. And what the hell that was about. And he's got all these aerials too. I don't know. I tell you something. I was in the thick of it. I was torrid with, shall we say, chemical toxicity. I can see she must have been having a good time though, because there's a lot of pictures of her laughing during the session. There was two basic outfits, but I shot them some close, some further away. I varied it a lot, some mid, as I normally do. It's not a static camera with me. I like to move it about and try different things, but I don't know how long it went on for. It probably wasn't that long. I mean, maybe about 3 hours, allowing for makeup. But I shot quite a lot of film. Then there's the session of Chris and Debbie at home. Could be Stern, one of those German magazines, and they wanted some pictures of Chris and Debbie at home, and they were very accommodating. And it was an evening. I remember that. I went up there. It was an evening, and they didn't want me to bring a load of people with me. They just wanted me to come on my own. So there was no makeup artist. Debbie did whatever she had to do. She did a completely natural kind of thing on herself, and it was just me and them, and it was fun. They were really very pleasant to see them at home. They were into these little surrealistic touches. I remember that was part of their persona. They were definitely first and foremost artists. They didn't come out of a pop thing. They came out of a downtown bohemian street thing. They were stylish, but not necessarily ostentatious. So for me, it was a pleasant experience, and seems to have been fairly pleasant from the way these guys are acting in the pictures too. She's hardly got any makeup on. These black and white ones that may have been taken that night or a night very close to then, and it's just pictures of her against a white wall, and there's a lack of pretense. Complete. You can see she's very stripped down in them, and you You can see how pretty she is, even without much makeup on. And she's just a little lady, but it's a very neat little package, you know. I just did them and they got put out and that was that. But they're unique pictures of Chris and Debbie because it's really them at home. Very relaxed. Look, they're just larking about. Look at that. Chris is like pretending to pull one of those trolls out of it. Like they were roasting trolls. And Debbie's got this funny expression. So I'm so relaxed with each other. So at the core of Blondie was a great love affair. It was Chris Stein and Debbie Harry. And I think it's nice they can still work with each other.
Twist it, twist and shout, twist and shout. There and down and to the side. Groovy. Oh, whatever the is, yeah. Okay, yeah. Oh, yeah, no, the light, do it, yeah. Got them there. Oh, yeah, to be or not to be, you know. Yes. She's been waiting for this shot all day and I've been trying to get round it, but there's no way I can avoid it. You know what I mean? Yeah. Oh, yeah, I bet, yeah, I've heard that. Yeah, you're just an old-fashioned guy. Head up in the wall. There, that's it. Yeah, yes, there, Debbie, like that. Hold that. Hold that. I wouldn't be inviting back, would I? You know? I must take a couple of minutes to get it right. I swear. Probably going to be better. Let me do another Polaroid. Have you got the slide? Yeah, I got it. Okay. Chop suey. Let me do another Polaroid. I'll tell you what. If I like these, I should spend all time on these. But he spends all his time on his knees, just right like a boy to be.
But it's so restful for you, isn't it?
I'm having fun, let me tell you. But sometimes better not to let everybody know how much fun you're having, because you know what I mean, you get into trouble, man. I know they're taking it CBGBs, but I can't figure out when. I mean, I'm looking at Chris. I haven't been able to figure it out quite. I think, I don't know, 70, was this before I met them? I can't, yeah, I'm not sure. But they are taking it CBGBs. I should, next time I'm going to crawl. There, darling, there. We'll do some more. It's like good sex, you know? So it's that was good. Just have a little bit. Yeah, oh yeah.
Oh, you don't make me laugh.
Oh, well, yeah. Well, you know, it works. Lots of it.
No.
No, I don't really do it. No, I shouldn't. Oh, yeah. That far away. Oh, shit. Stay there, stay. Stay. Oh, yeah, no, yeah, okay. Because I've been really Back to the Future. 2000. First time in many years. Excuse for me and Debbie to do a shoot, which we haven't done in a long time, and we've talked about it. We wanted to do one, and this was the one. We had had the right pedigree. It wasn't some magazine where we'd have, you know, it wasn't. There was no pressure. We could just do what we wanted to do. These were shot at the end by the window, but look, you can still see. It's there. It's there. I could see. We could still do it, Deborah. Look at that, and oh, look at that. Look at that. The close ones. Oh, you know, just like it was before, you know. Fantastic. Again, you know. It'll be like an old musical act, you know. You like that?
You're the best, thank you.
Well, I tell you, it's an interesting. It's not like I said to you. It's not like we get this incredible. It's not like Debbie and I ever had sex, because there was nothing. It was always not that I wouldn't have, but you know what I mean. It was be whatever at the time, and other girlfriends, boyfriends.
Sex?
Maybe.
What's that?
But that was sex.
Oh, I see.
That's you again, or what certain elements and playing to, because I know it's there. Which as you know, you don't just plonk and get what you want.
It takes me a minute to...
Well, it's, yeah, all of us. I think just, I'm very into like process stuff.
It'd be
so.
nice to do Rapture.
Oh, okay, so that's a really good time.
Rapture.
Oh man, the trousers will be around their ankles before they know it. She had the vulnerability, Debbie. And I think that's what drove everybody absolutely wild, because she had the duality. You need the vulnerability in movies, or something to break somebody's heart. You don't want to like beat somebody to death with how fabulous you are.
I told you, me and Miss Deborah, we f***ing do it great. And it makes me excited because I get these great pictures. But see, just...
What do you want to say?
What about Mick? Oh, whoa. So effervescent and wonderful and free. What a free spirit. And a brilliant photographer. I love you.
Well, we've got a track record.
A little bit.
Is that working? I want it, yes, I want flash and more. Oh, 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 oh. And a couple more, you can't just... Skin to skin.